Actually go stand in the back for the meeting today and make everyone turn around the other way. So the back becomes the front becomes the back. It's so fun. All right, happy Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving week eve. Right, it's not tomorrow, but it's next week, and it's potluck fun today. So thanks for being here. Thanks for all the fun foods everyone brought in. We normally have 17,000 desserts, so Evie's request was, no desserts, you guys. And listen, y'all showed up. There's a ton of savories and pecan pie. Pecan pie. Okay. Stats is going to be awesome as always, so I will not pretend I'm a stand-up comedian, and I will just do the meeting. We are going to save all of our Metro welcomes for when Alicia comes up to talk in a little bit, but I will welcome Gary Lawrence, who joined Steve Price's group at Signature. Welcome, Gary, on camera. Oh, am I so close to that? That's probably so creepy. Is that recording right here? That's a lot. Okay, anybody have a bucket to fill while we start off with all of our Thanksgiving happiness today? Something good that's happened in your world, someone that's given you something joyful, something. Thank you, Peggy.
Yeah, hi. I wanted to say Sam was amazing when he showed up for me at an open house. I was alone and I didn't want to be alone, and he just came and rescued me, and he was there the whole time. He was amazing. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Y'all use that buddy system when you need it. We have a lot of good humans. There are plenty of seats in front, Dante. Come on up. I see you back there. Right here, across from Steve. We got you. Who else is there? Julianne.
Hi.
Hi.
I took Jacqueline's class yesterday, Know Your Value, and I have to say that I was afraid to take it before because I was afraid to know my value. But because I've taken Discover Your Destiny with Ashley, I've been growing, and I found my value proposition yesterday, so thank you so much.
That was a double props to Jacqueline for her awesome class and to Ashley for Discover Your Destiny. I think there's like 45 people going through that session. If you see it come up again next year, you might want to get your foot in that pool. And Jacqueline will definitely be doing Unique Value Proposition again coming up. So if you're not sure when you see that on the calendar, but you know, has anyone seen anything about real estate in the media? Commissions, lawsuits, questions? No, it's just me? Okay, cool. So when you're looking at what does your value bring, where's your buyer value, how can you justify your paycheck, yada, 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 that's why you come to Unique Value Proposition class, okay? It's part of it. So you're gonna come, you're gonna sit in, you're gonna learn. Debbie?
You know, NAR, I heard, just published, because of all this stuff, like the 89 things a listing agent does and 70-some things a buyer's agent does. So that's a really good referral source too, if anybody's looking to get something captured there.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to put a little collateral group together with what a listing agent does, what a buyer's agent does, and then commission menu option ideas with asterisks all over it that says you don't have to use this. This is not in writing. It's just an idea for you. So that you're fully prepared when and if the conversation happens, right? That's really all we're doing is giving you the tools to navigate the market as we evolve through it together. Fair? Great. Okay, trainings and events. I don't have my glasses on, as you could tell, because I really couldn't read what the paper said for a minute. We are... Evie, do you want to do the trainings and events part?
Sure. I'll do it from here, since we have the slides.
Okay.
Just a reminder, we are closed on Wednesday, starting at noon on Wednesday next week.
Next week.
For Thanksgiving holiday, and that's all throughout Wednesday through the rest of the weekend. For the holidays, everyone can enjoy their Thanksgiving. So if you do need, you can still access the office, just like Sarah had mentioned previously. You can still access, make sure you have your app, you know how to work the alarm. Prior to, if you have any questions, get with me and Ari so we can show you how to work all of that goodness, because there's a lot of codes happening in the buildings.
I did work as door monitor for a while today, and I would suggest if you didn't have luck pushing the buttons to get in the door outside today, that you go try it while there's someone on their side of the door to let you back in to make sure it works. And transparently, I couldn't find the button to let them in the beginning either, because it's not purple anymore, it's black. So it's fine.
I have to put the sticker back on. I've got some backup stickers.
We're all in it together. So yes, we are next Wednesday afternoon, half day, just normal holiday closure, Thursday and Friday, then back on Monday. The office is open for you guys to use, and of course, if anything's an emergency, you know who to call. It's Eve, by the way. And then
It goes to Sarah's directly. And then so we still have trainings on Monday, usual movement Mondays, Sarah's power prospecting and Ashley's Discover Your Destiny on Monday, and then Tuesday we still have Sarah's Work Smarter, and that will be the last training for next week. The following week, just for team meeting content, we have Broker Bob, your favorite, risk management, on the 29th. And then the following Wednesday, we have a special guest, Alexis Rankin. Sarah, do you want to say anything about Alexis, or did Ashley do that?
Alexis is an awesome coach. She's a top leader in Keller Williams, and she has done business in both California and in Idaho. She moved to Boise, and she volunteered to come in and give back for the end of the year and, bring a different energy of untapping your potential, dialing in you've been to business planning by this time, or you haven't. Either way, it's not okay, but we'll keep going. This is going to give you what else do I need to really be ready to rock and roll and be going strong through the end of the year and into January, right? And we're going to get to stats and learn all about what's happening at San Diego real estate.
And then market stats will be our last team meeting for the month of December 13th. That's Ashley wrapping us up for the year. And then our Save the Date holiday party will be on that Thursday, December 14th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Tavern and Bowl. So I will send out the official RSVP. Please let us know if you're coming. We'd love to have as many of you there as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. If you were there last year, same location. If you weren't, then it's new to you. Tavern and Bowl, 3 p.m. Thursday. What I heard this morning on one of our masterminds was that some people think Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I'm glad we laughed because there's a lot of life left in the year. 5 weeks from Friday is the last business day of 2023. And there's plenty of time to work and give gratitude. This is the best time of year, the simplest time of year to call people and say, hi, how are you? I'm thankful for you. What are your plans next week? Do you have any favorite recipes in your family? What are your traditions you do? Learn more about what goes on and then follow up with them after and be like, oh my gosh, how was that sweet potato pie you love? How was your Thanksgiving? So great to connect. And truly connect from how are you? How can I help you? What's going on in your world? Right? The world is a little weird right now. So be a voice of joy and goodness and just call and connect with humans. You will be actually doing your job and raising your vibration at the same time. It's so quiet, but I think everyone's listening, so that's exciting. Okay, we had so much delicious food today. A lot of it was homemade, fresh, and delicious from our very own SMP Spotlight, Gary. Come on up, Gary, and give us all the good home warranty happiness, please.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my friend.
Thank you. It's great to see everybody. It's been a while. And so I guess some familiar faces know I was with a different home warranty company for many, many years. And I did jump ship and move to a new home warranty company called Super Home Warranty. There's brochures in front of you. The main reason why I moved was because I wanted our company, my last company, to really invest in the technology. And because that's, you got Uber, DoorDash, those are industry disruptors. Everything's going to the app on the smartphone. So for me, this is what Super is about. We're a tech-centered and data-driven approach to home warranty, full stop. So if you have a client that maybe doesn't like to pay their bills online or whatnot, maybe not the best fit for this product, but we still have the traditional platform. They can go online, they can call in. But we really take advantage of what Super offers if you use the app, download the app. And a couple things about Super. We're in 35 states. We're 8 years old. 2 years in California. Let's see. Anybody here a member of NAR? National. Okay. Well, thank you for your investment, because NAR is a major investor of Super, along with Wells Fargo, Liberty Mutual, and AAA. So the whole approach with Super, I think, let's see here, 24/7 you can place a claim, service claim. So you know what? Everyone knows what a smartphone is. You have an appliance acting up. Take a video of it. Download, send it in. Take a picture of that serial number on the oven door that you can't reach. Take a picture of it, send that in. You can place a claim 24/7. The average response time is under 10 minutes. It's currently about 8.5 throughout the country. The other good thing about our company, once again, we're a tech company, so we track everything. So our goal is to be using 4- and 5-star contractors. And how we get there is that your clients, they rate the contractor right there on the spot afterwards through the app. If that contractor dips below 4-star, we have a powwow. If they don't clean up their act, we're going to pull them. So we do pay our contractors more than the average home warranty company. Our expectations are higher. So it's one of those things, it's all about communication. But what else? Any questions? It's a lot of good stuff.
Seems a bit on the higher end, price-wise.
No, actually, page 10, thank you. Page 10, there's 2 pricing flyers in there as well. One of the pricing flyers, you'll see it's $6.99 for a signature. That includes washer, dryer, kitchen, fridge, AC, and the It's Covered upgrade, which is on page 10. Not many home warranty companies touch that It's Covered upgrade.
So this is up to 5,000 square feet?
Up to 5,000 square feet. And the other flyer you can see, we don't have any real square footage limitations. A lot of home warranty companies, they stop at 5 and give you a hard time. You can see the pricing's right there. We do have a Lux product, which nobody else touches. We do sprinklers, we do a bunch of different stuff. And then, let's see, what else? Lux. I'm trying to think. But anyway, tons of, we do maintenance services. We also offer maintenance services. Only about 3 right now in California because we're just ramping up. But either way, it's a new approach. So I appreciate you guys' support on that. And I'm trying to think. So you guys have the flyers. I'll wrap it up right now real quick. The last thing is on one of the flyers there's a, how would you say, a little QR code. And so on the QR code, it says become a pro, whatever, with Super. So whoever downloads that or scans it, yes, actually no, flip it.
This one?
It's yeah, that one right there. Yeah. And so whoever,
It's Stephanie.
yes, whoever fills that out, sends it in first. The first person will win this 4-pack of holiday wine.
Ooh.
So
Somebody over me.
to that end, I will pass this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary. I'll give everybody a minute to scan the code and press buttons because that's what's happening now. Dun 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 dun. Alicia, come on up while everyone's entering to win their wine.
I know, I do though.
Oh, well, once you're done, go ahead. I'll talk. I'll get you all the wine for talking.
Some others. Okay, you're up. I'm Coach Deborah and Coach Alicia right now. First, we just want to say congratulations to everybody who is still participating in the 30, 60, 90. Everybody is meeting their numbers and meeting their goals, and they're going to crush first quarter next year. And Jackie, stand up. Jackie just passed her exam this morning. Hot off the press. She's been participating in my sneak peek program for a while. So she is just going to dive right in. And we also have a couple new. Edward's been licensed for about a week. Mohammed, stand up. He just joined as well. And Jordan. Everybody. Those 3 have all been licensed for less than a week and just joined us. Wow. Did I miss anybody?
Yes, Mohammed.
I said
No, she's
Mohammed.
Did you?
It was just in the middle of so much applause.
Yeah, everybody's just going crazy over everybody. Oh. We're done.
Video.
Yeah.
We should have done a video.
No, we're doing video?
Evie's doing a video. It's going exactly as it's supposed to.
So I'm also Deborah.
Yeah,
and
now you're
she has
Deborah.
a new listing.
Yay!
There we go. Pictures coming soon. Address 845 West 3rd Avenue, Escondido. Looks like it's 2-on-1. First unit, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Second unit, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Total estimated square footage, 1,600. Going live tomorrow, listed at $850.
Great deal.
Contact downtown Deborah Brown if you have any questions.
Hey.
There's a question.
There was a digit missing from her phone.
I will text it to you.
There was.
If you need Deborah's phone number, raise your hand and someone will text it to you.
It's 949-394-4987. Yes, it is.
Next, Kareen, come on down with your property pitch. Okay, do it from there, but be real loud.
So guys, I have a fantastic 4-unit property, investment property in the heart of the village, Point Loma.
Louder. I can't hear you.
I'm gonna get in the middle now. Okay. Most of the 4-unit units that you will find there are 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and the rest are 1-1s. This one is 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. One of the bathrooms is an ensuite in the primary, 1055 square feet, really nice size. They each have a water meter. At one point, the seller wanted to make them condos, so that's one step closer to doing that. They have subterranean parking with extra storage for each unit downstairs in the subterranean parking. They have a gas fireplace. They have a private balcony. They have indoor washer dryer. You won't find, this was custom built in 1992, so you
say
won't
again
find.
what it is, because we couldn't all hear you at the beginning. It's a 4-unit.
It's a 4-unit investment property in the heart of the village, Point Loma.
Can you tell me what the rents are right now?
They are below market rent. They could be anywhere from $3,300 to $3,900.
What are they now?
$2,190, $2,190, $2,650, and $2,500 to go up to.
month?
They are month to month.
Okay.
That's the great news.
Yeah.
And what else can I tell you?
Price?
3.397.
It's a good price.
Is it active now?
And lots of closet space. I mean, it's amazing. There's so much closet space around the house. It's a full kitchen too, dishwasher. I mean, it's the works. It's really nicely done.
How big is the lot?
Almost 5,000 square feet.
Is it live now?
No, it's incoming soon.
Okay.
So it should be. We're trying to do some things before we put it on the market live. So it'll be probably a couple weeks or so.
So they should text you if they want to learn more?
Yes. Yes.
Text
Yeah.
her for more info, and if you want to get in and see it.
It's really, really a great piece of property. If you have an investor who wants to own in one of the most beautiful areas of San Diego, for sure. What's that? 619-977-2324. Kareen is adorable.
And you can live near me and Corinne is what she was getting to.
And you can live near me. And Melinda.
Thank you, Kareen. Congratulations. It's a great listing. Steve Price, come on down. You're the next contestant on What's My Listing?
Right. Oh, already did that. This is last minute, but I'm about to list a property in Point Loma as well. It'll be live on December 1st. It is a beautiful remodel, 3.35 million, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 4.5 bath. Yes. Don't make me look like I don't know what my house is. 4 bedroom, 4.5 bath, totally remodeled, beautiful views. Rooftop on top of the rooftop views. So if you have anybody that would like to see that now, I can get you in.
Your cell is?
What street is it on?
On San Elijo. 364 San Elijo. It is on a coming soon, so you can look that up. 364 San Elijo. My number is 619-309-6308. Okay? Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Judy! Am I loud in the mic, Melinda? Am I loud? It's okay. It's fine. closer because Kareen almost got tripped up there.
Hello. Back on market. We just lost an escrow, but it's back on market in open house this weekend. 1290 Santa Liza, number 1. It's in the village of Montecito and Chula Vista. And we're just lowering the price, but we're waiting to see what the offer is that's coming in. So be fast. If you have a client, we want to close right away. It's vacant. And if you want to shadow with me anytime, I've also got another property that is actually not my own, but it's 768 Agua Vista in Rolling Hills. They just lowered the price to 1.599. And this is an absolutely fabulous property. It is probably, about 4,000 square feet, and it's got a lot that's probably 8,000 square feet. They have no Melrose there. They have a small HOA, and we're going to be there this weekend as well. By the way, Santa Liza is 2366 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 levels. So it's a huge townhouse. Please think about it for your clients that are very discerning. You want something that's only a couple years old, it might be the one for you. And if you want a shadow, call me.
Thank you, Judy. As Ashley makes her way to the front of the room for the ever exciting market stats, I will leave you with the tidbit of I'm going to see a lot of people over the next week or so with Thanksgiving coming up. What should I say to them to talk about real estate and not be weird? First of all, just don't be weird. That helps you not be weird. And second of all, my own mother literally said to me last week, this is the worst time to buy a house. All the media told me it's the worst time to buy a house. My mom's fairly smart and knows I worked in real estate for over 20 years. So I was like, okay, you're the problem. Let me teach from this example and say that everyone has heard or seen something. So when you go to a family get-together, a friends get-together, whatever get-togethers you're doing, that's your business. It's just, hey, what have you heard about the real estate market lately? And then listen.
Perfect. I can top your mom's story. Back in 2011, I referred my grandma to an agent in Vegas to sell her house. Was Lori Ballin, if anybody knows Lori Ballin's name. Lori listed it, was on the market. Literally, it's Vegas. Somebody came to the front door with a suitcase of cash, and my grandma took it and transferred the house for sale by owner to a guy with a suitcase of cash. It's awesome.
You win.
Yeah. I'm like, did you source the cash? No. Okay, I don't want to know anything. 90 days from today is Lincoln's birthday. 90 days, February 12th, 2024. We probably won't even be writing the date correctly by that time. It takes me till about April to get the year right. I put 90 days from today because whatever you're doing right now is likely to show up then in your pocketbook or in your checking account. And this is a time of year where realtors in general start to get a little reclusive and stop working. And if you don't do that, if you fight against the grain and you really buckle down, you're going to have a really good first quarter because the amount of competition amongst you all goes down in the winter. And the clients that are out there, whether they're selling or buying, are really freaking serious. Your non-serious people have already probably checked out and said, you know what, let's wait till next year. Well, that's fine. Let's go focus on the ones that actually need to make a move. Actually, before I start, some of you got the email. Some of you may see it on Facebook. Today it was announced we have a new CEO of Keller Williams International. For those of you who know me well, it's Mark Willis. He's back as the CEO. So it's a very interesting time, and it's a really cool thing. Really good thing for us. As the changes in the industry happen, I wouldn't want anybody else leading us. Okay. Important factors to pay attention to. I've added this because, Peggy, where are you hiding? There you are. These are really the key points you should take away, in my opinion. The first slide every time I do this is going to be those key points. So for us, year over year, units are down, closed units are down, 23.16%. So year over year, from this time last year to this time this year. That means we've lost 10,000 pieces of business that you could get paid on. That's a lot. So 10,000 fewer paychecks available to the realtors in San Diego tells you the number of realtors in San Diego is going to go down. Okay. Number two, compared to 2018, I had an interesting conversation with our regional owner a few weeks ago, and it was actually right before I did last month's stats. And she said, don't focus, don't compare to 2021. That was the best year in real estate. She said, we're more like 2018. So I kind of had to educate her. But we're down 50% compared to 2018. 50% on listings. Sold units are down 35%. Likely 2024 will be fewer sales than 2023. NAR is predicting that nationwide there'll be 4 million sales only. To give you perspective, 2021, which was the best year of real estate ever in the history of the world, there were 6.4 million sales. So that's a pretty big delta, 2.4 million. Other piece, we've never seen only 4 million sales. It's never happened. It will be the historic low. Okay? No, we didn't have fewer than 4 million. We had 4.2 million. Now, there's a lot of factors, and that shouldn't freak you out. It's just reality. The industry will adjust its size to that number. That's what always happens. We know in a presidential election year, even when it's normal politics, numbers go down. The sales numbers go down. Add to that inflation that's looming, add to that the interest rates that are higher than we've been used to, and that's the reason. No biggie. There's still going to have to be a lot of people who need to buy and sell. Okay? So that's the projections. What's actually happened? So this last column is literally over the same time period last year. YOY means year over year difference. 9 sold, 10,000 fewer sides available. Next, properties pulled off the market. I don't know why this hit me this year as aggressively as it did. I think just because, let me ask it this way. Has the industry been challenged this year? Have you all felt that it's been hard?
Yes.
Okay, it has been. What I think I forgot was how hard last October was, because that's really when we started to feel the dramatic change. And I started telling the staff, it's time to hold your breath and tread water, because that's just the market we're in. But look how many properties were canceling and expiring back then compared to now. So this side of the chart is this time last year. The shift was happening then, and what I think the rest of the months show you is we've just normalized now. And that's a good thing. We have not had any big surprises this year. It's just all been a little tough. Now, last month's stats were fun for me because it was the first time in years that I went, oh my God, we have a buildup of inventory. Demand went way off the cliff, and we have more. Do you remember that? How excited I was? It was a different message. Well, damn it, we stabilized. There's hardly any difference from last month's numbers and this month's numbers for current inventory now, for pendings in the last 30 days, and for solds. That's about as consistent as you can get. Same thing for condos. It's a little bit of drop of inventory, but not too much. What was surprising when we look at the listed numbers, we had a lot more come to market in the sub $400,000 range. And I had to look it up because it was a big enough increase. There's a new development in Escondido and one in Oceanside that multiple doors came on the market. Okay. New listings brought to market. What seasoned agents in the room, how long have we been talking about limited inventory?
The entire time I've been in the business.
And how long have you been in the business, Melinda?
10 years.
10 years. 10 years we've had tight inventory. And I was so excited last month we're going to have a little bit of a buildup. No, it lasted for about a month. The numbers of new listings coming to market basically says we're not going to have a buildup of inventory because we have plenty of demand for those few listings coming.
Ashley, have you split it over 2 million? Because I'm starting to see a trend in that higher end, like 1.6, 1.8.
Yes, so when we get to the actual price points, you'll see. But it's not as much a buildup as you would think. And
I saw 6.7 months in one zip code. I forget which one.
and it may be zip code by zip code. I'll tell you what I discovered. I think it was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't last week because I was in Oklahoma. When I said that the 2 listings that we started out with, Deb Brown's, a 2-on-1 for $850 anywhere in this county is a flippin' deal. And what was the next one? Oh, was it the 4-on-1? The average house, and if you know the average house in Encanto right now, the average house in Encanto is $850. It is crazy. So that's our entry level market. Yeah, it's crazy. It was a big wake up call to me that we do need to do more zip code searching because it's so unique zip code to zip code. And for a moment of time, I forgot that. But pricing. Escondido the same as Encanto? It seems very odd. Chula Vista? Yeah.
Has there been anybody hearing people say the prices are going down?
I've been hearing people say it. They're consumers who are incorrect.
Someone said that to me yesterday.
Was it a consumer who was incorrect?
It was a person who was incorrect. It was the flipper.
You better check the zip codes though. It's like
It's an investor. It's a guy.
What I would say is, what do you mean by that? Because, in fact, our median and our average went down in November. Or up until this point in November. But guess what? That happens every November. Do you remember? We've looked at the charts, and people who told you last year they're waiting for the prices to come down, they missed it last November. And then they came back up in December and continued to trend up all the way through the year until right now. You want a deal? Define what a deal is, and it's right now. Because the prices are year over year going to be higher. I'll give you more evidence for that. I wanted to also translate what this means for you guys, not just your clients, but you in terms of the economic opportunity as it stands right now and projecting into next year. Because this is what tells us. And Deb, I'd love to know what you think as far as what you're hearing with the number of realtors that are likely going to get out of the business. In San Diego, I would not be surprised if half of our agents didn't renew. Because look how much less money is available. Right now, year to date in San Diego, if you take the total number of sides available and the average sales prices, there's only $36,000 of income available per agent. Now, obviously, we know we can't survive on that, but that's as low as it's ever been that I've been in the business. Even when our sales prices were much lower because we had so many fewer agents. So we started this last year, it was 28,000 realtors. Let's see where it is in February. 14,000 would seem like a good size to me.
Did you say there's 28,000 realtors?
At the beginning of 2023. Yep. That includes all 3 associations. Okay, sold properties. So 26% off of last year. That's a lot. A quarter of the market. And likely will be a smaller number next year. So here's what's coming to market. The red bar is 2021, the yellow bar is 2022, and the green bar is 2023. What do you see there? What are some takeaways you can have from that slide? Let me ask a more leading question. In what price point are we listing more properties? Well, actually none. And all the price points, we're listing fewer. How many listings under 400,000 have we brought to market in the entire year? So it is quite possible that by the end of next year, 2024, there will be no more sub $400,000 properties. Now, a great number of those are manufactured that people put in single family. So that may even be mid-year next year. Okay, what else do you see?
$2 million broke even.
$2 million broke even. Yep. There's the solds. Follows the same trajectory. Essentially, if we list it, it will sell. And yet, not one price point are more properties selling than the previous 2 years. Okay? Just 2022 compared to 2023. For me, visually, this speaks more than saying we're 26% off. This shows you in some of our price points, they've almost been cut in half. Now, on the 2 million and up, to get to your point, our prices have gone up so fast that if we were to look back in most zip codes to call it 2018, because that's what I used earlier. If a property sold in 2018 for $1 million, what do you think it would sell for now? Yeah, about that. 15 to 20% increase every year. That's in that price point what we're seeing. If a $3 million house was listed in 2018, where do you think it is now? If the percentages stay the same, it's going to be upward of $4.5 million. So it's been an unhealthy gain, and yet it is sustainable because where's the rest of the inventory coming from? The lack of inventory is going to keep pushing those prices up. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah.
Yes, but I have a question.
Okay.
As you continue to elevate the price point, there are fewer people in the buying pool. So
100%.
Does it just take longer to sell those homes, or is the list sales price
It
point
may.
different?
I think at some point, and our days on market are ticking up, but they're still not horrible. Yes, your buyer pool becomes smaller, but there's still so much demand in most of those price points. You'd have to get above 4, 5, 6 million probably before you really see a decrease. And then when people are, and you guys can probably more than anybody in the room, when people are in that price point, they're going to buy what they want. Price isn't really that much of an issue. So if they really like the house, they're going to pay the price of it.
And a lot of cash out there.
And a lot of cash.
They're selling what they bought before, they were already in the market, so they're.
Well, and that's the other thing. So the move-up buyers, I don't think we're going to see for probably 18 months to 2 years, but when that pops, when the interest rates come slightly down, maybe in the 6s, you're going to see your move-up buyers who have been staying in the house because they're 2% rate, you're going to see them start really moving up because they've gained so much equity. So you've got to survive this spell so you can thrive when that comes back. How many of you know somebody who really would like to move, but it, for them, is not a smart time? Okay, so keep in contact with them. Solds, follows the same thing. Now this is the 3-year stretch of solds, and I wanted to show you this slide because look at where our market was under 400 and then 400. In 2001, that was our sweet spot. The vast majority of our sales were happening, but those properties are now in the next price point up. They've just disappeared, and they're not going to come back. We're not going to see any kind of price corrections that are more than 5%. It's just not going to happen because the demand outstrips the supply. Active houses, this is where I thought we would start seeing a big buildup based on last month and how it seemed that we had slammed the brakes on, but there's not a buildup. We have few more houses under 800 available and several fewer over 800 available. condos, similar story. All right, absorption rates. What is the definition of a seller's market? And in a seller's market, you will always see appreciation. I think that's something I've failed to say in the past. I've talked about seller's market, but the reason it's important is when you're in a seller's market, prices are always going up. You cannot be in a seller's market and have prices going down. That would be called a buyer's market. God bless. So, who remembers what percentage?
20.
Very good, Peggy. So we have to go under 20% absorption rate to get into a buyer's market. Where are we? A lot higher.
56, 89.
Those are crazy, and I say they've been this way for several years, but they really are crazy. Which is why I think by the time my funeral comes along, we're still going to be in a seller's market. Inventory changes. Now, the speed of the sales has slowed. Time on market has built up a little bit. We do have more months of inventory than we've had in a while, but it's just because the demand has slowed. Have you all figured out that your buyers are moving slower? They're still moving, but they're moving slower because for whatever reason, when the interest rate was lower, people had less reluctance and they acted more urgently. And they really had to. You had to see a listing the day it came on and put an offer in that day if you had any chance. Because everybody slowed down, probably related to the uncertainty on the globe. We've just seen the rate of sales slow. Which, by the way, I think is actually healthy for you guys. How many of you liked having to run so fast to find the listings that were listed at midnight so you could show them it? I remember Emily said she had 70 showings in one day. It was like every 10 minutes, starting at 6 a.m. Yeah, that's not healthy. So inventory has increased by 51%. Here's what media is going to say, and this is probably why your mom is like, oh, it's a crappy time to buy. Inventory's increased by 50%. That's a large percentage rate. But the raw number is what you actually need to look at. Because, okay, we went from 1,779 properties on the market in April, which was the all-time low, to 2,700 on the market today. Realtors have been in the business a while. How does 2,700 properties available sound?
That's like in 1 or 2 zip codes.
Well, again, for historical perspective, up through the mid-2010s, so 2015, we'd have at least 7,000 or 8,000 on the market. Prior to 2010, we almost always had 15,000 to 16,000. And yeah, and when we were hitting 5,000 and 6,000, we're like, oh my God, we've got nothing to sell. And now we're at half of that. And it's a 50% buildup. So historical perspective is very, very important. For those of you, congratulations, the 3 brand newbies coming in. You have no idea how easy we had it the last few years, and that's actually a benefit. The people who are going to have a harder time are the ones who had a fantastic 2020 and 2021 and thought at that time they were working hard. Because we all did, right? Okay, new listings. This is separated now, single family versus condo, and every month that has a number on there is in October going back 10 years. Outside of condos last October, we have the 2 lowest months, or the 2 October of this year and last year are the 2 lowest ever historically. So what do you think next October is going to look like? What happens next November? So what do you think is going to happen next October? Our numbers today are probably going to look high in comparison to next year. Next fourth quarter. Okay, actives. Now that's a little scary if you just look at the trajectory of the line. Now, last month, I think Ed asked me, why are these numbers so different than my other numbers? There's two different systems I pull out of. InfoSparks is one of them, and they're a data aggregator, and they're not clear in communicating to us where they aggregate their data from. However, it's a consistent data source, meaning every month they're pulling from the same sources, so I use it as a comparison, but our actual SDMLS numbers are on the other slides. So for whatever reason, wherever they're pulling, whatever they're pulling, this is almost always twice as many as we have in the statuses in SDMLS. But the trajectory of the line is the same in both cases. Now, who can read it? I can read it, but somebody volunteer. What did we have in October of 2013 in terms of active listings? In the blue line, single family?
6827.
6827, and how many now?
4075.
And condos?
3331 and 2043.
Okay. Do you think we're going to see 6,800 single family homes listings? Even though the trajectory of that line is up? No. And same, do you think we're going to gain another 1,300 condo listings? No. So that is spiking right now, but it's going to flatten. There's just no way around it.
Well, it literally has every time.
Yep.
Gone down.
Well, and then it comes down. January is usually
Right.
our trough. Okay, pending listings. Now, any buildup of inventory is because the rate of sales slowed. So there's more lag time in between when something gets listed and when it goes into escrow, and then of course more lag time between escrow and close. So we're seeing the pendings go down, and they'll go down likely through the end of the year if it's like every other November and December, which means we will see buildup of inventory, which will get immediately absorbed again when the buyers who are sitting out the holidays come back in January and February.
Would you please say that again about the rate of the sale slowing?
People are not making decisions as fast as they were. So days on market is extended. Escrow time is actually extended. We were seeing, because of the competitiveness of offers, people saying, we'll close in 25 days. We're seeing that get stretched out a little bit. So the time between starting to view property, make an offer, and get an accepted offer is longer than it was 6 months ago. The escrow time is longer than it was 6 months ago. So that's why the rate has slowed.
Ashley, can I say a word of caution on all of that to the people in the room though?
Yeah.
Is that it's just like our climate. I was saying this to Jeff. It's a
Can't hear her.
it's just like our climate. It's a micro market.
Yep.
The last 3 deals I've done, whether the listing side or buyer side, are fast escrows, multiple offers, priced aggressively. If you want to know how to get your listing sold in a week, talk to me. I'll tell you how to do it time in, time out. I don't care what market it's in. Because it's all about.
Well, and these are averages, right?
These are averages. Don't go in thinking you're going to undercut and you're going to get a counter offer, because you're not if it's one of those properties.
And thank you for saying that. This is still, again, what will determine if you have negotiating power on the buy side is that absorption rate. If you have absorption rates under 50%, you're still giving a puppy with offer. It's still work to get your offers accepted. Otherwise, our absorption rates wouldn't be that high. It means there are probably 2, if not 3 or 4 or 5 people standing in line for that house. It's just not as fast as it was. So, but thank you. And depending on your area, right? The geographic areas.
Our buyers this, and our buyers are starting to think, I can come in under market, and we need to show them the stats for that specific area, or tell them back that it's very different than what they're hearing, because that would make me feel like, oh, I don't have to be as aggressive. Well, yeah, you do. It's still an incredibly strong seller's market.
Yes, and most of this is for you guys to realize it is not as aggressive for you as an agent as it was 6 months ago. Your buyers weren't in the market 6 months ago. They only know this market, and it's your job to tell them what they need to do. But you know you're not having to pop up at 7 a.m. to go see something to get an offer in by 8. Right? It's not that crazy. It's still crazy. If you have above 80% absorption rates, it's crazy. That's why the prices aren't coming down. So that person who says that they have no clue what they're talking about.
And if you did have buyers back 6 months ago when they were writing crazy offers and they weren't getting seen because you were one of 50, call them now because it won't feel like it did back then.
Yeah, and they won't have to act as aggressively. I mean, so you're getting multiple offers still. Has anybody in the last 6 months seen a property go 150,000 over value, over asking? Which was happening quite frequently back then.
105.
Okay.
More rare.
But it's rare. It's really rare.
That was all the time because when we get to our average list price to sales price ratio, it was at 107%.
Yeah.
All right, pendings, that's where we stopped. They trail down. They always trail down seasonally. They're going to pop back up. Same thing with solds. Median sales price, we had our correction. So last, that really low point relative to last year was November of last year. That's when we had our price correction. And then what happened? Month over month gains, and then we just had our correction in October. May it come down a little bit? Yeah, but it's gonna go right back up.
Use that slide with your people to show them why this is the moment to get the best deal based on history. And if you wait based on history, what do you see? And let them answer you, don't tell them.
Well, and the other thing is, are you buying for a year? Because that's just a year of time. What happened before that last year of time where we had the one price correction in November of last year? That's why I gave you the 10-year run. Tell me what investment vehicles are giving you 12 to 13% return right now? Anything? Sarah says drugs.
We're recorded actually.
I mean, that's crazy. If you've got a house that you bought for $470,000 in 2010 and you still own it, you've gained $47,000 a year in equity.
No.
Yes.
No.
Why not? No.
I bought mine for $210 in 2009.
Okay. What could you sell for now?
Maybe close to $1 million, but I mean, it's not.
So do the math.
Nice.
That is exactly 4 times. If you bought
That's
it.
what I meant to agree with you.
I think that
I
was
love
like,
you, Peggy.
shut up, you know? It's like,
That's 4 times. 200,000 to $1 million.
five.
5 times.
That's about
Yeah.
So, are you starting to look more by zip codes? I mean, I know you're giving us kind of a global picture here, but.
Whoa.
Okay.
It depends. For this, I can't. How many zip codes we have in San Diego? So this, when you're looking at any specific property, not only should you be looking at zip code, you should be looking at more micro area. Use the map function if you can.
Right.
The challenge is we've had so few sales
Yeah.
that it's hard to find comps sometimes. So you have to go further out. But absolutely, this is the macro view.
Right.
Basically because it tells you at least everything in San Diego is going up. Everything. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I think I have said this every.
Gains out there?
Oh, everywhere.
Everywhere, okay.
And the probably the more rural, the more the gains because it's still fairly affordable, right? You go out to Campo, some of those really, really out there areas. Yeah. And some places are slower gains, but they're still gains. I think it would be hard pressed to see a year-over-year decrease in value in any zip code in San Diego. I don't think it exists.
I'm curious, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but how does San Diego compare to Los Angeles? Because it seems like they kind of did take some of the dip in some areas.
I am not familiar enough, but I know several publications have now named San Diego County the most expensive county in the country.
Yay.
And
Country?
in the country. And if you live here and you know LA, that should not be a shock because it's far more preferable to live in San Diego than LA.
100%.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Not for everybody, but I would say for the majority. We don't yet have the congestion. We don't have a lot of the that you'd think we have restrictive property laws. They have tightened down so much in most of LA that I know property managers here will never property manage in LA.
Right.
So we have a lot on our side, which makes us more desirable, which is great if you already own property and not so great if you don't. So get in. My point was going to be I don't care what you buy. If it's real estate and you can get in with 3 or 4 or 5 partners even, get into it. Okay, average, same thing. Oh my God, we had our correction, a whole 4%. 4% for houses, average sales price last month to this month. Last month was the all-time high in San Diego County, all-time high, and we're down for single family by 4%. But it's also a very small sample because there weren't any sales. So it will pop right back up. And the blip was a whole 1.8% for condos. You missed it. You're looking for a deal? Median active market time, both for condos and houses right now, it's 14 days. So that means it's on the market for 14 days actively before an offer is accepted. That is still wicked fast. Now, I put in there last October when we shifted, because the interest rates went up for the 3rd time last October, and it really did, the brakes went on. In a 1-month period, we went up to 28 days. I had forgotten that too. But guess what? Then it came right back down. That seasonal shift in demand, coupled with an increase in interest rate, has made that happen last year. We're not going to get much higher than 14 days. Month supply, because the rate of sales has slowed, only because of that, we now have almost 3.5 months of inventory for houses and 3.1 for condos.
Deserves a lot of zero.
And the last time we saw those numbers was April of 14. So that's still an aggressive seller's market. I know it doesn't feel like it because all you have to compare it to are months that we had 3 weeks of inventory. But like before the world went crazy, meaning 2011-ish, is when nationally real estate started to go up. And from 2011 to 2020 till now, we have been in an increasingly aggressive seller's market. Year over year, increasingly aggressive, increasingly aggressive. Prior to that, it was not unusual to constantly have 6 months of inventory. And that's what we would define prior to 2011 as a balanced market. There are world events that could happen that could get us to 6 months of inventory. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Our rate of sale would have to slow so much, and it doesn't seem feasible how much it would have to slow because people are still going to have to sell because of divorce and sell because of downsizing and average list price to sales price. This is now normalized, and this is a healthy place for it to be. Unlike, and I didn't put it in there, but those top lines from last summer were 107, almost 108% average list price to sales price. Those were pushed up because so many people were competing. You were getting your acceleration clauses and people just coming in and saying, we'll give you 20% over ask, because that's an average. All right, next, price per square foot, obviously going up with all the trends over time. It's essentially doubled in 10 years per square foot. Per square foot. Monthly indicators, these are the slides that come to us from SDAR. This month I highlighted that the sales price was up 9.3% year over year. Not this blip from September to October, but year over year, we're still up 9%. In the most challenging real estate environment probably in history. In San Diego County, we're still up that much. So when somebody says prices are going down, I would ask them, what evidence do you have to that? Oh, back here for a second. Supply. This is, again, something that media will go, this is why it's a bad time to buy. Look how much supply went up, 70%. but we still only have 27 houses and condos, 2,700 houses and condos to sell. So we've got to help people put that in perspective. It's like saying, I'm rich, I had $1,000 in my account, now I have $1,700. I had a 70% increase, woo! Housing supply, market-wide, county, countrywide, inventory levels were up 32%. Condos and townhomes were up the most, and that is 3.4 months of supply in San Diego County. What's interesting is builder confidence saw a high this summer, and now it's at a big time low. Do you all know why that's important? I didn't do that. They're not, yeah. So there have been a few. We have a little bit more building to do in San Diego. There have been some projects entitled, meaning ready, almost ready to build, where the builders are now kind of backing off and waiting to see. Builders always wait and see because they don't want to put their money out there, waiting to see what's going to happen. They're also starting to co-op, which tells you their confidence is down because now they appreciate us again. We don't have a whole lot of projects coming to San Diego and not a whole lot slated even for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I bring that in here because in most other places, they have the ability to build a lot more, which means they can literally create new inventory, which will ease some of their appreciation. We don't have that. Another reason our prices aren't going down. And I was talking, Claudine, did she leave? She could have spoke to it.
And I think she forgot something. I don't have a phone number, but there's something under her seat.
Okay, we can text her.
If it's that box of wine, I'll take it. I can text her right now.
It's so funny. The city's trying to do a lot of things to fix our housing crisis, but it's not an easy fix because nobody wants the increased density that it would take to fix the problem, at least not in the city, and that latest proposal was shot down yesterday. I think that, I don't know if you guys know about it, but they were pretty much saying in any corridor, we're wanting to rezone in the city of San Diego to allow 10 units on every single family lot. But I think that was too aggressive. Can you imagine if we went all the way through Bankers Hill, North Park, and added 10 properties to every lot? We don't have the infrastructure for it. Now, I think we have to increase density, but that was too aggressive. So things will hopefully in the relative short term start loosening up a little bit. But even let's say in the next 2 years, if we change legislation, they have to be entitled and built. So it's at least another 2 years. So we're 4 years from any new inventory.
I'm just curious. I keep seeing all these high rises coming with just leasing, only is it because of the laws for development?
There's a couple things. Yeah. So construction defect lawsuits are a big threat to condos. So if you build a property as condos to sell, all those owners have 10 years to come back at you as the developer for any construction defect, which every project's going to have that. So if they build them as condos but lease them as apartments for 10 years, you don't have to worry about that. Then they can sell them and there's no time frame to come back and sue them on.
Do you think it'll help rents then for a little while?
I honestly don't know because our rents are so asinine now. And it's just like the sales inventory. How many people do you know that are living 2 or 3 or 4 full-grown non-college age adults together because they don't know how else to do it? A lot. So I would think, need thousands of more units to come to market in order to fix that disparity too. There are the other part of that, the people who have looked at this, we're still in escrow, close your fingers today as contingency removal. They've all wanted to do apartments here because the cash flow on apartments is so insane. Why would you sell it? You can't really touch anything that's a 2-bedroom under $4,000 anywhere in the county.
I tried to rent a place from Mark last week, and I've got great credit, great money, whatever, 1 bedroom. Slightly under market value, and I knew it. I got beat out. There were 6 others. I never got the application in, and I know the agent. I've done deals with the agent.
And this is a lease, not a purchase.
This is a lease, and someone signed a 16-month lease and paid $43,000 up front for a rental. So, and I had been
So
told
there's
by
why,
property
Sherry.
manager that it was softening, and I was like, okay, well, and he looked at me, and I was trying to negotiate it. I'm like, hey, Mike, come on, we know it's softening here downtown. He looks at me, and he says, there's 5 units, honey, at this price point. All right, but yeah, $43,000 to take up front for 16-month lease, because they see rents going up. It's either corporate, a direct dealer, or an OnlyFans, because it's not something. And we're done.
All right, so prices are going up. Inventory is not going up like the media is going to make it sound. It did go up by 50%, but the hard numbers are what you need to talk to your clients about. And to Melinda's point, it is an aggressive seller's market. Get in the market and do what it takes to buy something. For you all, between now and January, if you run hard, if you talk to more human beings than you've ever talked to for the next 5 weeks, you will have an outstanding 2024. We already feel it. People, the joke has always been that agents, realtors stop working at Halloween and come back to work after Super Bowl.
That's scary.
We're feeling that right now.
That's the appliance realtors.
The appliance realtors?
They only work when they need a new refrigerator. New
Oh,
stove.
yeah. Well, going back, it's true. And going back to the
Part-timers.
the reduction in available commissions are going to force a lot of those appliance realtors out, because why hang out when it was likely when there were 6.4 million houses selling in the country? Yeah, your friends could just hook you up. That's not happening now. Might get one a year. Not next year. You got to be in this and working pretty hard. But then the rewards are going to be great. It's a job. Treat it like a job. I loved it. Discover Your Destiny, not this Monday, but last Monday. Emily, we were all talking about how tough the market has been and how panicky we all can get at moments. And Emily said, unless you're doing everything in your power to lead generate every day, you have no room to complain. Because if you were doing everything in your power to talk to humans about real estate every day, you'd be fine. So that's your job. Cool?
Very.
And happy Thanksgiving.